Oops. All right, man. We are back for another episode
Yo,
of the Phin Outta Football Podcast. As you know, I am your host with the most, B Herbo. I got my brother from another mother, Rob, man, in the building, and we are here to talk Dolphins because this podcast is by the fans for the fans, and you're gonna get the real perspective from us to you guys, man. So, Rod, another week, another disappointing day for the Dolphins. Um, I don't know what to say, bro. Personally, this is just me. This is just me. I never want to see Skylar Thompson another day in my life. You know what I'm saying? But I can't speak for everybody. I can't speak for the rest of the United States. That's just me.
oh
But
man.
we have a lot to get to. First things first,
Yes,
though. Just
sir.
let's just have a general overview. How was your day watching the Dolphins today, sir?
Yeah, it was funny, man, because I went to the bar with one of my homegirls, man, and she's also a Dolphin fan. So we went there together, dog. And obviously a lot of the people who go to the game, especially at 4 o'clock, there are a lot of Dolphin fans in there. Herbie, let me tell you something. I've been to bars during Dolphin games, and when it's good, it's live. It's not like FSU, club party bar live. You know what I'm saying? Like back when we was in Tallahassee. But I've seen like Dolphins fans at Miller's or whatever place we could Brews Room. But dude, like it was just silence, bro. It was just silence and just grunts and moans and sighs. And then there was a nigga like me who was out here fucking just me. I'm very animated when I'm watching the Dolphins, dog. So I'm sitting here throwing my hat. I'm fucking going nuts, dog, because I'm like, and you know what's fucked up? I knew it was coming because it's Skylar Thompson, a
It
seventh
is Skylar
round draft
Thompson,
pick.
man. It is
And
Skylar
like
Thompson, man. There
what?
was
I
wait,
feel
wait.
bad for the receivers, dog. That's who I feel like. Tyreek
Wait,
must be sick right now.
hold on. We'll get to that because we have a whole segment dedicated to the Dolphins. You feel me? And I'm sorry to rile you up and have to bring you back down, but I hope you can keep that same energy because we got a whole, like I said, a whole segment dedicated to them. But before we get to the Dolphins, I want to try something for this episode. It might work, might not. Who knows? I'm always trying to tinker things. I'm always trying to see what works and what doesn't work. So, since we are going to be doing a post game show going forward, and that's what we're going to call it. We're going to call it the Phin Outta Miami Dolphins post game show. It's a post game show and it's slightly a Sunday night football preview. So we do have the Atlanta Falcons versus the Kansas City Chiefs Sunday night football. I want to do just a super brief preview before the game starts because people that's tuning in, we're the bridge between the Dolphin game to the Sunday night football games. And I wanted to highlight
Facts.
that, you feel me, just a little bit going forward. And then we could go balls deep on the Dolphins, man. So, first things
Of
first,
course.
first order of business, man. Sunday night preview, man. Kansas City Chiefs versus the Atlanta Falcons. What are your thoughts? What do you think is going to happen in this game? And how do you feel about both teams so far, Rob?
I think Kansas City. I'm not. This isn't breaking news, but I think they've started the season being the team that we thought they would be. Like they
Which
have
I
started
hate.
the
I hate
season.
them. I hate them so
Yeah,
much.
it's
It's so annoying. I'm sorry. I'm supposed to be
Patriots,
objective.
dog. They're the new Patriot. They like Pat Mahomes is the new. Listen, he has a ways to go before we can say he's the greatest. There are already people who are already giving him that title. I'm not ready to give that to him
I'm
yet
not
because
there,
Tom went
but
it.
I'll
Yeah,
say this: if you look at the statistics that they have as far as winning percentage, the amount of games and how many games they won, like their careers are very mirrored. It's really eerie. Like it's really eerie. So I think Pat Mahomes has 76 wins out of his first 100. I think Tom Brady has 75 out of his first 100 games. Like it's really weird
he's
how
eerie as
much of a
fuck.
mirror that his career is starting to look like Tom. So, but we
The
got a
dude has
long
been
way to
to
go.
four, bro. He's been to four out of the last five Super Bowls, man.
That's
Like just dominating. Just like Pat Mahomes is just dropping his dick on the table, like straight up, and the
that
Chiefs.
is absurd. That is absurd. But go on, go on.
But yeah, now looking at the Kansas City Chiefs, their defense, they look just as stout as they were last year. They retained Steve Spagnuolo, who we're longtime football fans. Herb, you remember when Steve was on the Giants? You know what I mean? Like Steve Spagnuolo has been a defensive coordinator for a bunch of teams in this league, and he always makes a difference. He's one of those guys whose names, when you hear it, like a Rex Ryan, like a, guys who just have that moniker to their name. And
Mm-hmm.
when you add that with what the Chiefs have, the difference between the Chiefs now as opposed to last year is I see that they have more speed, right? Because they have Xavier Worthy, that first round pick, and you've seen what he could do, and that only helps everybody else out on the Chiefs offense. Now they lost Pacheco for a little bit, which is going to probably affect them. And on the flip side, I look at the Falcons, Herbie, and it's hard. And their first two games it's kind of hard to get a read on them. To be
Mm-hmm.
completely honest with you,
Mm-hmm.
like for instance, I watched some of the Eagles Saints game while I was at the bar watching the Dolphin game, and I noticed how Philly's defense looked a lot more. They looked a lot more aggressive. They looked a lot more competent against uh, the Saints offensive line as opposed to like on Monday on that Monday night game, Herbie. Kirk Cousins on that final drive, that nigga could have made a snow angel on the field. Like they weren't getting any pressure on him when he went on that drive to score that
No
touchdown.
pressure whatsoever. Whatsoever.
Like
At
and
all.
that was throughout the game. It wasn't just that drive. It was throughout the game. Like Kirk Cousins had time to throw. So it makes me think that maybe the Falcons offensive line might be better than we think, which bodes
Mm-hmm.
well for them when you have a guy like Bijan Robinson, who he started off the season pretty well. And then, we'll see what happens. These guys have been season. We've gotten a lot of bad offense the first 2 weeks, but I think things are going to start picking up. If you were to ask me who I think is going to win, Herbie, I'll be honest with you. I would love to pick against the Chiefs, but they're those bastards that you can't pick against them until you see them lose. You know what
Nah,
I'm saying?
facts.
Like that's just how I feel
And,
about them.
and as much as I hate them, I did have them on my ticket, and it doesn't matter, bro. I went 0 for 3 on tickets today. We'll get to that on Herb's very bad beat of the week. We'll get to that
Woo!
teaser. That's just a little teaser, as they say in the community, man. So, before we go ahead and move on, who do you got this game? Basically, you basically just said it, but give me a score. Chiefs 20-17, 24-21. What do you feel about this game, sir?
I would say I would probably give the Chiefs a touchdown, bro. I'd give them 24-17. I can
Twenty-four
see that.
seventeen. All right,
Yeah.
man. All right, now let's go ahead and actually get into the crux of this episode and the crux of this show. This is a Miami Dolphins fans podcast, fans show. So it's time to talk Dolphins, unfortunately. And right out of the gate, my boy, DP, or Devin Pittman, as you know, he is formerly known, asked the beautiful question. And I'll say, and I quote, who the fuck is Tim Boyle? Yeah, DP, you're right. We want to know too, buddy. We want to know too. So
Career backup, man.
let's go ahead and talk Dolphins. And this is a new segment that I want to go ahead and get because I want to actually highlight the totality of a game, right? Everything isn't bad about a game. Everything isn't good about a game. And then sometimes a game has some absolutely absurd things that happen, bro. So we have a new segment. We're going to go ahead and call it Let's Talk Dolphins. What went wrong? What went right? What went wrong? And what the fuck? All right. So, Rod, let's start with what went right in this game against the Seahawks. As you can see, it was 24-3, absolute domination. You had two backup quarterbacks come in, and they both look like backup quarterbacks, right? So there's not a lot that went right in this game. There's not a lot. But from your perspective as a fan, what is the positive takeaways that you can take, sir?
I mean, Herb, if there's any positive takeaway I have from the game, actually, you know what? And this will be kind of a macro view of the season so far. I just think, even though this is supposed to be positive, the way I'm going to come off, it ain't going to sound that way. But it's just a shame that actually might have a defense and the offense is so putrid, dog. Like the defense, like mind you, Seattle scored 17 points in the first quarter, and they spent the rest of the game. The defense spent the rest of the game just, you know, I'm well. Granted, Seattle played some sloppy ball. They had some penalties, but listen, the Miami defense was getting stops. They got two picks off of Geno. There was one pick that set us up right in within the 10, and we couldn't do shit but kick a. That's how we got the field goal, Herbie, because of the pick. Because of the pick that was right there. We couldn't even get a touchdown, and then we had another interception that we couldn't do anything with. So yeah, the score is 24-10, and the defense allowed 17 points early, but the Miami defense has, I think, in my opinion, so far, including the previous two games, when you consider the context, last game Tua was having a rough game through three picks. Really didn't give them much of a chance. They held Jacksonville scoreless in the second half of the last game, and they haven't really looked too good, to be honest with you, through the first two games. But looking at this game, the only thing I can say that went right in my eyes is the fact that I see that the defense, which isn't even, in my opinion, hasn't even hit its stride yet. There's potential there, and they've been doing well, faring well against playoff teams when they've been given a fair shot. So that's about it for me, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and I'm with you, right? Like I'm with you. It's when you play when you go into a situation when you have a backup quarterback, and there's two sides to playing with a backup quarterback. There's a backup quarterback because the guy in front of them sucks, and due to circumstance, due to politics, that person has to play. And when you
Like
have
Andy
somebody come
Dalton.
in, like exactly, that's exactly what I was trying to get to. That side of that coin is, hey, we can't start this guy because we traded the future away to get this draft pick, and we have to give him every opportunity. But there's somebody that's behind him that's better. And then you got what we got today. Well, there's somebody that's clearly not better than Tua Tagovailoa, dog. You see why this guy's a backup quarterback. I'm at the point where I've seen enough of Skylar Thompson, right? Give me a week, give me 2 weeks, bro. Let me process the playbook, dog. I could do something better than him at this point, bro. Like,
Bro,
no
Herbie.
disrespect to him as a professional athlete, but I seen him get Goldberg spirit today, bro. I don't ever want to see him again. I'm sorry, dog. Like, that's just the
No,
reality of the situation, bro.
I mean Herbie. I mean, I was gonna save Skyler for the end. But yeah, go ahead, man.
No, no,
Go
no, no,
ahead.
no, no. Let's we'll get to what the fuck. But okay, so what went wrong? What went wrong as far as your opinion, right? And before we
Uh,
get into that, though, I want to highlight. I want to piggyback off what you said because you guys had two opportunities in the red zone. Yeah, you didn't convert them, but you guys had opportunities, right? Like the team looked significantly better when Skylar Thompson got out the paint. Tim Boyler wasn't great, but the team looked way better. You guys fought to the end. It just was you were behind the eight ball, bro, because of that first quarter, because of that first half, bro. So, in your opinion, what went wrong, sir?
what went wrong, Herbie, is the fact that the Dolphins are a team that, for whatever reason, man, we just can't keep our quarterbacks healthy, man. Um, I mean, that was what was wrong from the start, right? Like, you know, I just praised the defense, but the defense was sluggish early, and they allowed Seattle to build a lead. They allowed, I think it was Metcalf who went and scored a big touchdown. You know, the Seattle. I mean, listen, Seattle got off to an early start, and that's the last thing you want when you have a backup quarterback, especially someone who is as, I don't know, inefficient and ineffective as Skylar Thompson. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, Herbie, I understand, like, Tua, when you put him in the grand scheme of quarterbacks, people have their varying opinions of him. I think he's kind of like between 8 and 12 in terms of quarterbacks. That's my opinion. But, I'm sure there are other quarterbacks you could put in this system, and they'll look a lot better than what we saw today. Herbie, we have Devon Achan, Tyreek Hill, Jalen fucking Waddle, Herbie. Like, there's no reason why our offense should look so awful. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I know that Mike McDaniel is one of the better play designers in football. I know he's one of the better offensive minds in football. And this is all we have to offer, bro. Just a measly 3 points that came off a pick that Gino had. Gino would have been better off taking the safety. I don't even know why he tried to throw that ball. But that I mean, listen, Herb, if you ask me what went wrong, I'll say goddamn there freaking everything. Everything went wrong. Everything. Like it's damn near everything, bro. Straight up.
All right, man. So,
Trash, dog. That shit, that man, Herbie, let me tell you something. To go out and spend money on that shit and just be watching it like, damn, dog, like I could have
yeah, it
just been
is
suffering in
rough.
my house.
It
You know
is
what I
rough
mean? Like,
to actually go out and spend money on it, your hard earned money. Like we're in a situation where the economy's fucked up. It's hard. I know you say you went to Twin Peaks. Hey, bruh, if I didn't know that you was rich. I didn't know that that you lived in Star Island.
Bro, you
I didn't
wild.
know that. I didn't know that. You had mansions on
You
top of
wild,
mansions,
bro.
bro. You got Twin Peaks money, bro. Hey, listen, I appreciate you. I appreciate you just taking time like out of your very busy schedule to do this podcast with me, the little people, the
Yeah,
common
you
man.
wild, bro.
The common man, bro. But let's go ahead before we go ahead and get to what the fuck. Let's go ahead and knock out some comments, man. Yes, as my dog DP says, appropriately an appropriate emoji, just trash, just
Trash.
trash, just
Yeah,
trash. Yeah,
yeah,
just trash.
100%.
And
100%.
yes, the economy is absolutely fucked up, dog. But not to Rob, bro, because that boy got Twin Peaks money, bro. I ain't trying to pocket watch, though, I ain't trying to pocket watch you, bro, boy.
Oh, this nigga, you funny,
Niggas
dog.
got money for $30 wings, bro. You different, my boy. You different, man. All right, so Rod, we talked about what went right. We talked about what went wrong. Let's talk about what the fuck, bro. So, what the fuck? What qualifies as what the fuck from this game in your opinion, my guy?
um, the what the fuck from this game, Herbie, is simple. The what the I talked about what went wrong, and I covered just about everything. But the what the fuck was the quarterback play. Like it's like, bro, there was Skylar Thompson on the play, dog, where I don't know what the fuck he was trying to do, Herbie, and he almost fumbled the ball. Thank God one of the offensive linemen recovered it. It was literally like one of those NFL blooper reel fucking plays, dog. And it was just like you watch Skylar Thompson out there, Herbie, and like you know that he don't know what the fuck he looking at, dog. Like Skylar Thompson drops back and he immediately realizes, oh shit, like I don't understand any of this. And then he just starts taking off, and he's not athletic or really fast or anything special. So this nigga, like Herbie, like I was watching Skylar Thompson just thinking to myself, like, bro, could you just put me in the game, coach? Just put me in the game, coach. Because Skylar Thompson is not it. He's not it, man. Put me in the
Hey, bro,
game, dog.
it's
That's how that
funny
shit
that you
made me feel.
it's funny that you mentioned that because there was one specific play, and I mentioned it earlier in the podcast where you would have thought Goldberg was out there, bro. I thought it was an episode of WCW, and he got Goldberg speared, bro. And it's funny because on the play, you immediately know it's like when somebody has no idea what they're looking at, right? Like
Yeah, yeah.
they just look like that they go from that moment when they pull that ball out of that center's ass, you feel me? Pause. To scanning the field and you see it. They just stop moving. They freeze. Because they're like, oh shit. I thought this was cover 2, and I don't know what I'm looking at right now, dog.
Facts, bro.
I thought this was
So
cover 1, and this is not cover 1 anymore. I thought this was cover 6, and I ain't never see something like this, right? That's what happened to him repeatedly. Play after play after play after play after play. I know he was cooked because he had no idea how to get the ball to Jalen Waddle or Tyreek Hill. Jawan James should not be your number 1 receiver at any point in time, dog. I'm sorry, bro.
fucking throwing the ball to Julian Hill and shit, who can never catch. Julian Hill has strapped fucking bricks to his hands, Herbie.
There's
You know what I mean? Like,
there's not a single route. Like, you're throwing to guys that are never options in the progression. Like, never. So I know you had no idea what you were looking at, bruh. Like, you were just like, hey, wherever this check down is, that's where I'm going to try to throw this ball, dog. Like, he essentially made sure that 2 all-pro caliber wide receivers were erased from the game, bro. Like, it was a special performance by Skylar, dog. One that I probably will never forget, bro. And I knew it was going to happen. I was so confident that this game was going to be a disaster on offense that we have a mutual friend. Our mutual friend asked me, he said, Herb, if you had $1,000 to put on a game or something, what would you put that money on? I gave him 2 answers. And this is not me. I swear to God. You can ask him. We can verify it. I said Khalil Mack to get a sack because the Steelers were down 3 offensive linemen. The fact that they won that game is an indictment on Justin Herbert. Don't ever put him in any top 5 conversations ever again. But that's neither here nor there. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I may have had the charges on my ticket. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. That's not me lashing out. That's not me lashing out.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
And the other thing that I said was put $1,000 on the Seahawks beating the Dolphins. He said, why? I said 2 words, Skylar and Thompson, bro. He will never win a game. He will never win a game.
The Dolphins, when Tua doesn't, under Mike McDaniel, when Tua doesn't play, they are now 1-5, Herbie, and it's only going to keep adding up. It's only going to keep adding up.
Like, Tua continually shows his worth when he does not play. Like, it is a perfect player that matches the system that is just a match made in heaven. And when you separate that one player from this system, it all falls apart. Like, completely. That's the thing about Mike McDaniel, where he can't be in these conversations with Deshaun McVay. And now he can't be in a conversation with Matt LaFleur. Matt LaFleur is dominating with Malik Willis, dog. Malik Willis was an afterthought.
Incredible coaching job,
He won a game last week. And I kid you not. I've been watching film. I watched a lot of film on this. He won a game last week with 5 running plays, bro. That's it. That's all they did. They ran 5 running plays. And these are not complex, sophisticated running plays. These are running plays that you run in high school, dog. Stretch, sweep, cut back, and that's it. And he won a game going away because he knows how to manage a game. He knows how to, hey, I can't do what I like to do, so I have to build something around the people that I have versus, hey, bro, just throwing people out there and hoping for the best. Like that's what this game was. You can't. It is malpractice to throw Skylar Thompson out there and still run the Tua Tagovailoa offense, dog. You can't do it.
Yes. You know what, Herbie? It's funny. We have someone making some comments right now, one of the homies, and he's basically making your point right now. He's basically making your point. The homie Dom, dog.
Let's go ahead and see what my boy Dom is, man. Unfortunately, the Mike McDaniels offense requires more between the ears than physical talent, and we have not had a proper backup, which is dumb, 100%.
Dude, and you know what? The funny thing was, Herbie, if they were going to sign Tua to a contract, you had to get a viable backup because you know his injury history. That's on the organization. Bruh. Mike McDaniel.
Me personally, like, let's focus in on that. Let's focus in on that. Say that again, and we're going to really dive into that conversation again. So say that again for the people in the back, Rod.
The Dolphins should have thought about making sure that they had a viable backup for a guy like Tua Tagovailoa before giving him $200 million, knowing that the one season that he stayed healthy was an outlier compared to the rest of his history as a player.
100%, bro. So let's go ahead and dive into that conversation, right? And it's crazy that we could even dive into that conversation. Like, we said it on last week's pod, and I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not trying to be mean. We are just all adults. We have to have a serious conversation when it comes to Tua. Tua came into the NFL as a lemon. That's not debatable. That's just an objective truth. He came into the NFL with a reconstructed hip. He came into the NFL with a reconstructed hip, dog. He couldn't survive college, bro. Yes, he played in SEC. Yes, he played in the most physical conference that is the closest to the NFL. But even though it's closest to the NFL, it's still gaps and gaps away from the physicality of the NFL. He's been in the league since 2020. He's only had one healthy season. How you can watch Skylar Thompson in that playoff game against the Bills and say, you know what? Run it back.
Ridiculous, Herbie.
Run it back.
Like, bruh.
run it back. And I want to go ahead and I'm gonna put this back on the screen again. So the homie Dom says Mike McDaniel refuses to dumb down his offense, though unfortunately. Um, how do you feel about that comment, Rod? And what do you have to add? What kind of conversation and context can you add to that?
Well, I agree with Dom 100%. And the reason why I say that is, Herbie, throughout the history of football, right? Like we've seen, like this is what, like now, Herbie, with Tua's injury, we're gonna find out more about Mike McDaniel, the coach, because he just happened to find a player that could match his system well. But some of the best coaches, Herbie, in the history of football, they're actually able to take just about anybody and make something happen. Andy Reid, for example, yes, he has Patrick Mahomes now, and he's going to go down in history as one of the greatest NFL coaches of all time because he found his quarterback. But prior to Patrick Mahomes, Herbie, can you think of a quarterback that looked bad under Andy Reid? Hell, even Kevin Cobb didn't look bad under Andy Reid, and he just didn't play anymore because he got hurt. Like, you look at a guy like you mentioned earlier, Matt LaFleur, what he's doing with Malik Willis, what he's done with Jordan Love. You look at other guys, Sean McVay. You look at some of these other coaches, even a Kyle Shanahan. You look at some of these other guys, Herbie, that they have proven that they can take multiple guys and they can make something happen out of it. And Mike McDaniel so far has only shown that outside of Tua, and maybe if you look at it one way, and this is to Dom's point, right? Dom says that Mike McDaniel refuses to dumb down his offense. And while I agree with that statement, the messed up thing about it is he has tried to dumb it down in the wrong way, which is doing like, bro, we're gonna run like 10 wide receiver screens a game, but it's like you gotta make sure you gotta make the offense fit what Skylar can do well, right? Like the offense is tailored to what Tua does well, which is great because that's what you want your coach to do for your starter. But your starter's not going to play until week 8 at minimum, maybe even longer. Who knows? Maybe Tua might not even come back. Like his situation, they say he's going to come back. He says he's going to come back because I'm sure the doctors may clear him. He'll find a doctor that can clear him, and I'm sure Tua wants to play. Even though me personally, I wouldn't be mad if Brett retired, but I know he wants his money. But Herbie, ultimately, when you look at the situation that the Dolphins have, Mike McDaniel has to learn how to adjust. And you know what? That's one of the problems I've had with Mike McDaniel since his first season. Mike McDaniel is a great game planner. He's an excellent architect in terms of design, and he understands dynamics on how to get receivers open, especially with the speed we have. But ultimately, Herbie, at the end of the day, the best coaches can adapt to whatever they have. And listen, we're not asking for a lot, Herbert. We're not expecting the Dolphin. I think just about anyone who knows football knows the Dolphin season is essentially done because one, the Jets look a lot better. I talked a lot of shit about the Jets, Herbie. I was dead. I could already tell my take is fucked up, and I own it. But the Jets look like they're going to be serious. The Bills are the Bills because they have a star quarterback. So you look at the situation of the Dolphins, and you look at the schedule that we have this season. We're going to be going up against the NFC West. We're going to be going up against, teams like the 49ers. And, well, what? The 49ers just blew a crazy lead. So let me not even, who knows what they're going to be this year? They're looking kind of suspect. But all that aside, man, Mike McDaniel has to be able to dumb down his offense. He has to be able to make his offense more manageable, more digestible for the backup guys because you can tell, Herbie, when Skylar Thompson drops back, like Tim Boyle, they probably had a whole nice script for Tim Boyle that they ran all the plays they knew Tim knew. And then when they ran out, you could tell. You know what I'm saying? And when it came to Skylar, Herbie, it's just you could just tell Skylar a lot of the times just wasn't confident in what he was seeing on the field. There were times he had guys open in tight windows that Tua can see because he is a quick processor. But these other guys, Herbie, you could tell like they drop back and they're just like, if it's not a screen or like a swing pass, they're deers in headlights. So Mike McDaniel has to find a way to make things easier for his signal callers who just are not the starter because I mean, you have too many weapons and you're too creative of an offensive mind, in my opinion, to just trot out the same stuff that you know is not going to work because you don't have the guy that actually knows how to run it. Like it's just to me, it's just asinine behavior, dog.
Yeah, I mean, what else can I say but other than I 100% agree, right? And it's funny that we are still having this conversation 3 years into it, right? Because I've been working on behind the scenes. I've been working on the YouTube channel, and you feel me, like um, stuff like that, for the making clips and stuff. And I went to our shorts page, and I just went and watched a bunch of our shorts, like the ones that did the best, because I'm trying to study, like, hey, what was it? What about this short really resonated with people? And I
Right.
just happened to stumble on one that actually did a really good, had a bunch of views, and it was us talking about Mike McDaniels. And the first thing that you said was, and I'm gonna paraphrase, and I'm gonna do my best Rodney impersonation,
Impression.
and my best Rodman impersonation, bruh. This is how this thing goes. It goes, I like Mike McDaniels, but there's something about him that bothers me, Herbie. He refuses to run the ball, and he refuses to adapt. And we're still having that conversation 3 years later, dog.
Yeah.
How? How are we having that conversation 3 years later?
And here's the thing, Herbie, with his background being from San Fran, and you have a running back like Devon Achan, and they drafted Jalen Wright. Like Herbie, you're a guy who should be clever enough. Like they should just be proud of you. See Skyler in practice. You seen what he looks like when the bullets are live. Help him out. Run the ball. Like if we run the ball into the ground, if our offense looks like how we R.I.P. Mercury Morris, by the way. He passed away. I just wanted I didn't want to forget that. I saw that earlier. R.I.P. Legendary Dolphin, part of the perfect season team. But if you have to run them like a Mercury Morris, man, Achan, act like you still have Larry Zonka and shit. Do it. Because at the end of the day, Herbie, we're not getting anywhere with Skylar Thompson. And then you could tell, Herbie, that the receivers are just not into it. Like Tyreek and these other guys and Waddle, like their body language when they drop passes, like it's just not good. Like you could tell that they're dejected because they have no confidence in Skylar because Skylar has no confidence in
In
himself.
himself, in
And
himself, yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So it's just, when you watch that, Herbie, as a fan, it all trickles down. And it's all energy is something that energy is contagious. Energy is
Mm-hmm.
something that we could all feel, even through a
Mm-hmm.
goddamn TV. So
Mm-hmm.
that's just the way it is, man.
Um, let's go ahead before we go ahead and transition. I just want to go ahead and just recap the game and just get the box score up real quick, man. So, as you can see, man, Skylar Thompson, bro, 19 attempts, only had 107 yards, man. Nasty. 5 sacks.
Nasty work.
Nasty. Nasty
Nasty work.
work, bro. Nasty work, dog. The fact that Tim Boyle played significantly less than him and almost matched him in output and production, that tells you everything you need to know about the game in a microcosm, bro. So, I not for nothing, Devon Achan tried, bro, but boy, 2.7 yards per attempt, bro, that ain't gonna get it done, dog. That's just not
No,
gonna
they
get it
killed him.
done,
They
bro.
killed, he had no chance in this game. And Herbie, what you know what's funny? The thing that stands out to me, Herbie, there was one point in the game the broadcast showed between both the Seahawks and the Dolphins, they were both 1 for 16 on third down. At one
Yes,
point, both teams.
and that's why I wanted to bring this up because if you look at the game, right, ignore this. Just look at this right here. You're gonna say, okay, 13 to 21 first downs, 1 for 12 from the Dolphins, 3 for 11 on third down for the Seahawks. Total plays 56 to 60. The total yards, yeah, but total drives 12. And then you're like, okay, all right, now I'm starting to see the difference. 3.7 yards per attempt, per play to 6.2. And you're just like, there was a game in here somewhere where it was closer than you think, and it just got away from the Dolphins, bro. Because, like you said, there's a lot of people that was on that field that had no confidence that they could win. And if you don't have confidence in you that you're gonna win, you're gonna lose, bro. It's just the reality of the
100.
situation. You have me, somebody who's not on the field, who's not in the locker room, who wasn't in the team meetings, who wasn't in walkthroughs, who wasn't in game planning or anything. And you have me, somebody asks me, what am I most confident in? I said the Seahawks winning and beating the Dolphins only because Skylar Thompson was playing, bro. And I'm way on the outside looking in, bro. Think about the dudes that's in the locker room with this dude, bro. Damn, bruh.
Oh
All right,
man.
last day before we go ahead and switch on to the last Sunday before we go ahead and close out the show. For another comment from the boy Dom, we're paying Odell $8 million. The Panthers are paying Andy Dalton $10 million over the next 2 years, bro. You're right, dog. Like,
Let me tell you something, man. Bryce Young, the indictment grows because
hey
Andy Dalton
man,
came in and then the Panthers came in.
hey Bryce,
Looking
man.
hot.
Let me look into the
Ugh.
camera for this one, dog. Bryce, man. Yeah, go ahead and get your CDL, Bucko. It's over for you. It's over. I go ahead and pay that $50 for that book, buddy. It's over. You better learn how to drop stick, buddy. I hope you know how to drop
Oh
stick, buddy.
shit! Oh my god,
Yeah,
dog. That's fucking.
you about to do a lot of cross crunchy, bro. You're gonna do a lot of cross crunchy, brother. Um, let's go ahead. Let me see here. 1 second. Got that. And all right, man. Bad dope of the day. Bad dope of the day. I know this is random. I forgot to text you this, so if you have any nominees that you could just pull up out of your ass, that'd be lovely, Rod.
Nominees, Herbie. I've been talking about one of the baddest dopes of the day this whole podcast, man. You got my nominee, nigga. My team. Oh no, fuck it. I ain't even gonna do my team like that. Skylar Thompson, dog, is the bad dope of the day for me. Herbie. Skylar Thompson, bad dope of the day. That's it. That's it, dog. So don't worry about me, dog. I got mine. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead, bro. I got mine.
My bad dope of the day. My bad dope of the day is fucking Bryce Young, bro. He didn't even play in these bad dope of the day, bro. Like, dude, there's no reason why the Panthers. I've never seen a quarterback hold a team back like this, bro. Like, they immediately were better. Like, immediately. The first drive was a touchdown, dog. They put up 30-plus points today, bro, against the Raiders, who just beat the Ravens, who just dominated the fucking Cowboys. So the Ravens are not a bad team. The Ravens aren't a bad team. The Raiders aren't a bad team. And the Panthers dominated them, dog. Dominated them. And this is the problem when we have these conversations, and it's hard. It's hard to parse who is at fault in a situation, right? Which is why I always try to push back. Because the easiest thing to do, and the easiest thing as fans, is to say the organization is the problem. And I always try to push back on that because at a lot of times the organization is the problem. But a player makes a bad situation significantly worse than it actually is. A lot of people did not know the Panthers have had the lead through 2 games. The Panthers have been the best O-line. People just blaming the O-line. No. Bryce has no idea what he's doing back there, so he's getting sacked. They gave up pressures on 17% of their dropbacks, bro. That's crazy. You seen how much time Andy Dalton had today because he understands how to navigate a pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Like, same thing with Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams got his ass kicked today. Caleb Williams got his ass kicked last week. There's a reason why something is an outlier. Yes, the easiest thing to say is the O-line is bad. Okay. Is Caleb functioning when the O-line is actually being functional? No, he's running out of pockets. He's escaping. He's bailing. He's setting bad protections. You know what I'm saying? There's so many things that go into this.
Tons of factors, yeah.
Bryce did everything bad as a quarterback. Literally everything bad. We see the bad passes. It's more than that, bro. It is understanding who is the mic. Bryce did that bad. Understanding where to set your alignment. Bryce did that bad. Understanding the math. Where is the blitz coming from? Where is the pressure coming from? Bryce did that bad. He did everything you can do badly as a quarterback, bro. He had to go. He had to be sit down. Maybe there's an opportunity for him to be rehabilitated. He could build his confidence back out. But right now, he has no business being on a football field. And I'm so happy that Andy Dalton dominated the way that he did because we could put the end to that nonsense conversation, bro. Sometimes the niggas just ass, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, and you know what? Shout out to Coach Canales, man, for him to just say after 2 games, like, nah, I'm not even gonna lose my locker room like this, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because he probably saw. He's like, you know what, man? We might not be the best, but we better than this.
We
We're
better
better
than
than
this.
this.
We're 100%
Clearly,
better than this. I'm not just
clearly.
better. I'm not finna let this bum ass nigga make me look crazy, bro. Like, nah, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
he ain't
nah,
hitching that.
bro.
Hey, he wasn't. Hey, he ain't draft him. He ain't got to hitch his
Like,
wagon.
nah, bro. Like, I've been watching film on the Panthers because I'm like, there has to be answers to this. And the more film I watched, the more it was evident that Bryce had no business being on football. Right now, Bryce can come back stronger than ever, better ever, and be a Hall of Famer. Who knows? But right now, we're talking about right fucking now. He had no business being on a football field. He is terrible. We talking about a nigga that's competing with Jamarcus Russ. That's how bad he was, bro. He just looked cute and he's on his right cheek and you feel bad for him. I'm treating this nigga like he's a Make-A-Wish kid, bro. He's not a starting quarterback right now, dog. like,
Oh
like,
my
that's
god.
just reality of the situation, bro. It's cool. It's fine. It happens. The NFL is very fucking hard. It's supposed to be hard. It's not ever supposed to be easy. CJ Stroud had a great rookie season. This nigga cried on the field today because Brian Flores, that nigga in hell. It happens. It happens. That's how it's supposed to be. This is not college. This is not high school. This ain't CFL. This is the National fucking Football League. These are grown men who are fast. We have D linemen running 4.5s. Niggas are 270 pounds running 4.6s. Sometimes you just have no business being on the field. Bryce Young was a result of that. He had no business being on the field. Sit your ass down, get your thoughts together, bro. Come back, dog. And it is what it is. But right now, I would advise you to, get inside of a truck. You feel me? Understand the difference between manual and shit, bro. Because, buddy, your time is up.
Oh shit.
We got a comment for the homie dog. Let's see right here. A lot of the younger QBs are having a hard time with this new shell defense. Also, being an O-line is super hard because in college they don't put your hands in the dirt and block horizontally. The NFL is vertical blocking, and you have to master that 3-point, totally different skill sets. Absolutely, 100% true, Dom.
I like how you put that new quote unquote quotations because you're a study football fan, bro. Just like Mel Kiper talking about, maybe we should ban cover two. Do y'all niggas know how long cover two been? Cover two might have been the first defensive coverage, man. The fuck these niggas talking about ban cover two, man? And it's just hilarious how the NFL evolves, man. When the Legion of Boom was a thing, when the Legion of Boom was a thing, everybody wanted to run single high safeties because they saw the success they had, not realizing the talent that it took to actually run that defense to its maximum abilities. But now teams have gone back to running cover two because cover two inherently limits the big play if run properly and forces teams to have to run the ball. It forces you to have to nickel and dime downfield because those two safeties are not going to allow you to have really big plays, and especially some of the coverages that they design underneath. So, to Dom's point, man, like it's these younger guys, especially and to the college point, these quarterbacks are not in pro style offenses. These linemen are not learning to block NFL style blocking, and it shows. Like these are like there's bad offensive line play all over the NFL. It is rampant. Like it's to see a team that has a quality O line is actually pretty kind of refreshing, and there's not many. So yeah, is it me? Did we lose Herb, or am I the one? Am I the one that got lost? Did we lose Herb? Did we lose Herb? Was it me, man? Let me hit my dog up. Sorry, y'all on the pod. I gotta make a phone call to my nigga Herbie. Hey Herb, I think we lost you on the pod, man. Because I was talking for a minute, and I realized like, oh shit, this nigga's not even here. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, you good, you man. You know, I'm kind of doing this on the live thing, but I said fuck it, right? You know what I'm saying? Shit happen. Y'all who's watching this? Hello. Anyway, while you getting it together, man. Yeah, no, he was cooking, dog. You know what I'm saying? The people know, man. The people know. And I started cooking. I didn't know if you got to see it. You feel me? But oh shit, dog. I'll tell you what though, dog. I won't make the mistake of going out to watch a Dolphin game, man, without a competent quarterback play. No, nah, I got you, man. I'll close it out, man. I got you, dog. Yeah. All right, bet. All right, y'all. So for those of y'all who tuned into the podcast, man, I appreciate all the feedback from the homies. Appreciate everybody who gave us a chance to listen. We had a little bit of technical difficulty there in the show. Shit happens. But shit, we'll be back next week after the next fucking super exciting, thrilling Dolphins game. Oh man, let me tell y'all, man, I was going crazy at the goddamn bar, man. This is why I watch the games in my house. I don't know how to act when I watch Dolphin games, man, and I just know next week is going to be really moving forward. This is I wasn't I didn't know what to expect out of this season, y'all, but I was not expecting for it to be a lost season right away. And that's a very humbling experience. Ain't sure you can do about it, but just enjoy the rest of football. But to everybody who tuned in, I thank y'all. And y'all, hey, we finna be back in this bit next week. Deuces.